everybody, Susan Finch here, founder of Binky Patrol and your host for All Volunteer, All Heart from Binky Patrol. Sometimes I just have a bunch of ideas that I've shared with our organization, all the volunteers and chapter leaders and directors, and I thought they might spark some ideas for some of you that have smaller nonprofit organizations, places to find more volunteers, initiatives, things for non-crafty volunteers to do for you and help out. Or maybe you can get a small grant and pay somebody like we were able to, college students, to help us gather up and create a bunch of initiatives and launch them. So here's what we have going on. Right now, we are in the middle of, not the middle, we're in our 30th year. And we're kind of stretching it out over like a year and a half. Okay, so we have several things we're doing. One is we're planning a large pool party celebration, 30th year gathering down at one of our directors' homes at Carolyn Barrett's in Thousand Oaks. Well, Carolyn has hosted our big anniversary since we started. She did our 10, our 20. Last summer, she did a spontaneous gathering for our South Orange County folks. This time, we're going to be at her home and have invited all the Southern California chapters. Anybody can come. That's part of Binky Patrol. And we're hoping that their volunteers and the organizations they deliver to might be able to send somebody so we can celebrate and talk about all the great stories that they have to share of their journey from being involved in Binky Patrol. So I'm really looking forward to that because Miriam is flying in from Nebraska, Jean is flying in from Connecticut, and I'm flying down from Oregon. So this is pretty fun, and it's a rare opportunity for us to all get together in person. I might even have a couple of craft projects for us to do. I don't know, but it's a great way to celebrate. Some of the other initiatives that we're doing is we have this idea of Greek life on college campuses. Most sororities and fraternities have a charity they align themselves with, and hours are required. Well, the cool thing for us is I have 4 people on my team that are going to Oregon State. I had Ronnie and Ryan gather up the list of the sororities and the fraternities, their main contact, and the charity that they're supporting this year. A lot of them are supporting St. Jude's. Perfect for us. So we're putting together an idea for this whole campaign of what if, in addition to helping St. Jude's the normal way you do with raising money, what about having a blanket making event to serve those same kids and families? The thing about St. Jude's is, yes, the kids need care. But sometimes what gets forgotten or a little bit quieter in the background are the siblings of those kids. They're going through a lot of trauma too. Mom and dad are super focused on the child who is sick. And sometimes those kids, the siblings, need a little extra love. And I know they get it too through St. Jude's. But why not also maybe make them binkies? This could be a great one-day event. If the Greek life chapters raise some funds to buy some fleece, they could do an easy event. It would be a blast, very social, and ties into the charities that they're already working with. So right now we have that. We are making our campaign for it, which includes an email, video of introduction, some social posts and graphics, all of them to entice and consider including Binky Patrol. So if you're saying, that could work for us too, don't forget to find all their social handles too for those chapters, because you want to make sure you mention them, that you follow them, that you see what they're doing, and cheer them when they're helping the people like St. Jude's and some of the other organizations. All right, our next initiative, active senior communities of varying skills. A lot of times seniors are put into a home for safety or because there are no options for their health care. Their minds still remember how to craft. They still need to be of value. That's what makes people age. Lack of community and lack of purpose. There are so many books written on those blue zones. Where do people live the longest? The ones that are contributing to community. They need to know that we need them, and we do. We need people to constantly make blankets for us. Why not tap into those areas? They're always looking for activities for residents, but you have to judge it based on what the capabilities are at that facility and of their residents. Maybe one wing is super active and the others are not. That's okay. But that one wing needs something more fun to do, something to be of value. Maybe you can go talk to them about your organization. So we need them. They need to be needed. So we're pushing for that. We have the list of the facilities in our area, in the Beaverton Tigard area in Oregon. And Pam Head, my co-area coordinator for my chapter here, is going to give commentary on the list so we can narrow it down to the most likely candidates to start with. Because it's so close, we could visit them regularly, maybe monthly, give them something to look forward to. And I would love to hear their awesome stories and get to know them as well. And we can show them how they're changing lives. We can tell them about the kids we serve. How great is that? So if we come up with these partnerships on our chapter page, we're going to list those facilities too of who all is involved, who our other partners are. Maybe they could be a drop-off location. Families may even want to get involved, even if they're simply sending money for yarn to keep mom and dad happy. That would be fantastic. In addition to the 30th anniversary, we also want to get more chapters everywhere. So Ronnie has made a map to show where we have chapters. Google Maps is great for this. And we put our little custom pins in there. And then, because we're partners with the Mr. Ballen Foundation, we also mapped where their partners are to see where are the gaps. Where is their Mr. Ballen partner and no Binky Patrol chapter? What a great place to start, because most of the organizations that Mr. Ballen supports are also perfect organizations for us to give blankets to. It would be great to join forces. The final thing we're doing, I think we have enough initiatives. This is making everybody crazy, but I'm just like spinning with ideas. Quarterly fun challenges, because we are makers. Not all organizations are makers. Not all, maybe you deal with plants and trees and things. You could adapt this for what you do. A quarterly fun challenge. For us, it's going to start with Valentine's Day. Hearts are always in style. I want to have a simple block challenge for people anywhere to send in 6-inch squares that fit the theme. Those will be sewn or quilted and can be a fundraiser or just more blankets to deliver, depending how many come in. We have a source for the block patterns, and what we need is everybody to talk about it on social media and get this pushed out. This is where your directors, your leadership comes in handy. If you have local chapters, you need them to know what the goals are. You need to supply them with some easy social posts pre-made that they can copy and paste and share within their networks and get their volunteers to reshare, whether it's Facebook, Instagram, even LinkedIn. For LinkedIn, we're going to be using it for that Getting More Chapters initiative that we just talked about. So that's enough of the updates and ideas that we have going. It's going to be a busy, fun, exciting year for Binky Patrol. If you had ideas or you want to talk about your organization with me, hey, get on the show. I would love to hear about what you do, and maybe we can come up with some ideas, or you can give us some new ideas of what's worked for you. Thanks so much for listening. Find us on all your favorite podcast apps. Go to binkypatrol.show, and our website is binkypatrol.org. Thank you.